Do you think the U.S. has a moral obligation to go in and to protect those who can't protect themselves from these people?
The geopolitics, as they have been over the last 10 years, I mean, I mentioned to you, part of the AQI and Ba'athi campaign was one of Sunni restorationism. It was bad enough in Iraq, right, the way we conducted the war going in the first place, because it drove the Sunni Ummah to this point of crisis where they would allow these radicals in. But when Syria kicked off and Assad basically poured fuel on that flame, we are at a more dangerous period in the Middle East now than we were right before 9/11. Because Sunnis, and I covered this campaign, I covered this conflict for 5 years. In the beginning, I went to the Turkish refugee camps, and I would talk to the refugees, and they said, oh, well, the US, Obama backs Assad because Israel. Israel wants the Golan Heights, and Assad has kept it quiet for the last several decades. Then it was Obama backs Assad because he wants a deal with Iran for the nuclear program. Now, it's Obama backs Assad because Obama prefers the Shia and is in league with Iran and Russia to murder, dispossess, and disenfranchise the Sunnis. Now, do you know how dangerous, I mean, it's a conspiracy theory to a point. Do you know how dangerous this is to hear this from people in the region? Right now, bombs are being dropped on guys that we have partnered with. They already had a bullseye on their back because they were seen as Western hirelings or collaborators with the United States. We gave them minimal weaponry to go fight the regime. The CIA program was about fighting the regime. The Pentagon Train and Equip program, which is now defunct, was about fighting ISIS. So they went in, marked men. Russia drops bombs on them. President of the United States gets up and says, well, there's nothing we can do. This is Russia, Iran, and Assad at war with the majority of the Syrian people. We're only at war with ISIS. If you're a Sunni sitting in the cafes of Cairo or the shisha bars of Antakya, what you're hearing there is basically Obama hates the Sunnis. And what that means is the radicalization process that began in 2003 in Iraq and that accelerated greatly in 2011 in Syria is now spinning like the centrifuges we've apparently dismantled in Iran. This is very, very dangerous. Okay, and it means that even people who do not start out as Salafi jihadis or not ideologues, one of the things we tried to do in the book is show that when ISIS conquers territory, we talk about numbers. How many people are in ISIS? 30,000, 100,000, whatever. What this discounts is when ISIS comes into your town and lords it over you, you become a member of ISIS, or you become part of the vast apparatus. The way everyone sitting here is an American, you pay taxes, you're part of the military-industrial complex. The same thing, ISIS charges taxes. They make you pledge allegiance. They make you cut a deal with them. A lot of people are going over to ISIS now because they have no other means of survival. The infrastructure the coalition or Assad has bombed has robbed them of a living. They can't make money. ISIS pays them a salary for whatever services. If they're sick, if they have cancer, ISIS will send them to Turkey to go to hospital and get chemotherapy, all gratis, as long as you keep the deal. You work for us. You don't look to do another awakening. You don't look to rise up against us. We forgot everything we learned from Iraq. They forgot nothing.